we'll move to agenda item 14. Do we?
Oh, I thought that was without objection. Okay.
Are we in good shape?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Don't feel bad. We usually go to you for this stuff. So, okay. We are on general consent calendar. And so I'm going to open that up for any questions, comments. Member Bogus.
Sorry, I'd like to pull the minutes and the schedule, please.
Okay, so the minutes and the schedule are pulled. Any other motions? No? Vice Chair Hart, I'm going to call on you to give us a motion here to, the meeting minutes on the consent have been pulled and the meeting schedule.
I move the remaining items for the consent agenda.
Thank you. The motion is to move the remaining items. Do we have a second? Second. Let's go ahead and vote.
Yeah, that's what they are. I know. I know. You get to do the fun.
That passes 12 in favor, 1 opposed, 1 absent, the opposition being from Member Bogus. Do we have any other motions? Member Bogus?
I would move the minutes.
Second.
We have, the minutes are moved and it has been seconded. Let's take a vote. Thank you, board members. That passes unanimously. We still have the schedule on the agenda. Member Bogus?
So I would move it so that I can ask questions about it and amend it.
So the schedule has been moved. Do we have a second? Second. Go ahead. Back to you, Member Bogus.
So as this reads, we still have a conflict with USBA, which we had this year, and it was a big hubbub. And we talked about this last year to move that to ensure that there wasn't a conflict, and then the board voted it down, and then there was hubbub. We also have a conflict on, sorry, maybe you've never seen that musical, A Year with Frog and Toad.
Oh, right.
I apologize for making musical references on the public record. You should, it's a good musical. We also have some conflicts in November. There is an annual training conference on the first Thursday and Friday of November every year, and every year we have to miss it because we have board meetings. And so it would be nice to move the one up a week and the other one back a week to accommodate both the USBA and the legislative conference in Texas. Thank you. Actually, it's not called a legislative conference. I apologize, it's not a legislative conference. It's a policy conference in Texas. It's held in Dallas every year.
Thank you. Member Earl?
And I would speak in opposition. I think the schedule the way it is, we've gone back and forth on USBA. The problem is then we're 1 week later. It throws us off, and then we're right into the legislative session. We really need that time. If we needed anything, move it Wednesday, Thursday or something, but to adjust it a full week, I just don't think that's, the times when we've done that, yeah, we've been off. So well, we could do it Wednesday, Thursday if we wanted to. So if someone wanted to make that motion,
Yeah, and,
I don't know.
just to kind of to add on top of that, we did look at, as a leadership team, we looked at this schedule. We recognize, I admittedly didn't know about anything in November, but we recognize that shifting things a little bit. If we go too early, we're having staff work through their holiday, which we want them to have. If we go too late, then we're almost back to back with our January and February meetings. We've got legislative stuff coming. You know what I mean? It's just, this is uncomfortable. It just is. But this is where we landed. So happy to entertain any motions. I actually like the idea of going Wednesday, Thursday, and then hitting the evening, Thursday evening USBA conference. But again, that's to the body. So we'll go to Vice Chair Wood and then back to Member Earl.
Chair, I'd like to make that motion. I move that we amend the board meeting schedule for 2026 to have our January meetings be January 7th, Wednesday, January 7th, and Thursday, January 8th.
Okay, there's been a motion stated and seconded. This is for next year, 2026, January 2026. Just the Wednesday, the 7th, and the 8th, instead of the 8th and 9th. So, Member Booth, you speaking to this motion?
I just think if we could do this, move this one day, it would buy us enormous, whatever the word is, with all of our board members across the state who want to feel that they're a part of us, and just gives us a chance to be there and to be around our districts and around our board members who are struggling to do the same things we're trying to do at this level. It just makes us part of their team and them part of our team. So it would be awesome if we could do this. Thanks.
Thank you. So the motion then is to adjust the January schedule from Thursday, Friday to Wednesday, Thursday. Let's go ahead and put that to a vote. That passes unanimously. Board members, in January. Oh, okay. In January, just make sure you plan for this so it's not a surprise. That's all. So, okay. With that then, let's go to the underlying motion. Oh, member. Yeah, just got to push that button that you've been pushing for 2 years.
Gosh, okay, well,
Okay.
I was gonna just sing the Pussycat Dolls, but I'm not going to. So last month, it was really frustrating because we had 2 days left of the legislative session. So all of the work that we were waiting to do was like, well, it depends what happens in the next day. And we were all in meeting, and it was the last 2 days of the legislative session. Deputy Newey and I just did some math, and it is the same this year with this calendar. And I'm wondering if for March, it is more beneficial for us to wait until the legislative session is over in March to meet, because we were like, well, it depends on a lot of different things that were brought up, and we were still in the middle of them rushing through a lot of last minute bills on those last 2 days. So I don't care. It's not going to hill I'm going to die on, but if we feel like that might be something the body should consider just for the efficiency of our work related to what is happening those last 2 days of sessions, I would make a motion to move the March meetings to the following week.
Before we get a second on that, I'm going to ask AAG Buse turned her light on, so I want to just make sure everything's kosher before we move forward.
It's kosher. It's just the fact that just because the legislature passes it, it's not passed until the governor signs it. So you're still waiting after that time period.
One thing on that, though, however, is some of the questions we had were, should we request a veto on this? And we didn't know if it was going to pass yet. So having it the next week, depending on how many bills he signs immediately, we have the following week to then decide if we want to request any veto. I just remember it being a conflict last month, so that's why I'm recommending it. I'm going to go home tonight and not think about it, regardless of what we do today.
Thank you. So the motion then is to move the March meeting of 2026 to March 12th and 13th. Do we have a second? We have a second. Back to you to speak to that, Member Reel. Okay. We've got Member Bogus and then Member Earl.
No, I have no comment on this.
Oh, are you in a queue?
I would like to make a motion.
Okay. Member Earl.
Yeah, I would speak against it. I don't think, we're not hindered from still, if this passes right, then we would veto it. I don't think, I mean, I guess that one day, but the whole week, I know that when, just being in leadership, that when you start to set up for the next month, that when you go to 3 weeks, it's like the second you end, you turn right around and do you know what I mean? It doesn't, there's something about having enough time in there to really get things planned and prepared. So, I mean, I guess if people feel strongly about it, it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't, it's not that big of a thing, I would think.
Thank you. And just to clarify, Member Bogus, you're in a queue for after this motion moves. Okay. So the motion before the board then is that the board move the March board meeting of 2026 to March 12th and 13th. I will briefly speak against this as well. Just looking at the time crunch, it is a challenge. I mean, just kind of going off of what Member Earl has said, it's a challenge. So I'll speak against it, but with that, let's open it up for a vote. Okay, that passes. 10 in favor, 4 in opposition. Those in opposition being, no surprise here, Vice Chair Hart, Chair Hymas, Vice Chair Wood, and our former Vice Chair Earl. Okay. Well, if anybody ever thinks leadership carries any weight, that vote proved otherwise. I believe we have Member Bogus next up.
Yeah, I would move that we push the November meetings back a week to November 13 and 14 to accommodate the training conference in Texas.
Yeah, there's been a couple kind of off the mic comments of which conference this is referring to.
It's the Pro-Family Legislative Conference in Texas.
Okay.
I put in to go 2 years in a row, and 2 years in a row, it was like hard no. So, yeah, because it conflicted with the board meeting.
I'll send you wherever you want to go during board meeting.
And I appreciate that, Chair Hymas.
Okay. What? I'm just kidding.
We're going to start bantering like we used to, Matt.
That's true. So we just looked it up real quick. We don't know, are those dates consistent? This year, the conference is November 13th through 16th. This 2025 year, we're looking at 2026 here. So I don't know if the conference, you know what I mean? When we start dancing around conferences, we might get in trouble.
Well, and I understand that, but, and maybe they changed it just for me, and because I was like, this is hard for everybody that does things the first week of the month. I don't know. I just know that it's typically the first Thursday and Friday of November.
Well, you've got a motion. I don't know
So
if
is this, yeah. So this would be 2020, well, then we can just wait, and I'll put in my request then. There you go.
Tell me what's going on with your motion here.
I'll just withdraw it.
Okay.
Because I guess in my brain, this was this coming November, and in reality, this is 2 Novembers. But I'm really happy that they took my request to move it a week.
There you go.
Just for Christina. All right, thanks so much, guys.
Okay, thank you. Do I need to like apologize for telling you that you can go anywhere during board meeting, Christina? No.
Apologize about 6 times for
No.
that, Chair Hymas.
We've sat next to each other for a long time, and too much banter. I'm sorry, I
Well,
should have
to
been
be
more
fair to
professional.
Chair Hymas, he and I banter with quick, witty repartee, and I can give as well as I receive.
true.
So,
That's true.
well done, Chair Hymas. Next time, just off the mic.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so let's get back to being serious. The action or the motion before the board then is to accept the 2026 board meeting schedule as amended. Member Lear? No. Okay, let's go ahead and vote then. Okay, so that passes unanimously. Appreciate that.